let's talk about the awards first.
Yes.
Sure.
All right.
Yes. So I'm so privileged to recently have been awarded the overall best A-level student at the latest British Council Partner Schools Awards.
Okay. Congratulations to you.
Thank you so much. And I've also been awarded by Cambridge International for getting the highest mark in the world for IT.
The highest mark in the world,
Yes.
as in the whole wide world.
Yeah,
What mark did you get?
95%.
95%.
Yeah.
I see. Congrats to you.
Thank you so much.
So, the highest mark for
Information technology, IT.
IT
Yeah.
in the
A-level.
world.
Yeah.
For what exam?
Cambridge A-level.
The Cambridge A level. Wow. Did you go to school in Ghana?
Yes, please.
Where did you go to school?
Merton International School.
Merton.
Please, yeah.
Your school must be so proud of you.
Yeah.
Is it your daddy?
Yes.
Congrats to you, daddy.
Thank you. To God
You
be
must
the
be so
glory.
proud.
We're humbled.
Yeah,
Do you have any siblings?
I do, yes.
Older or younger?
One older, two younger.
How do they feel about this?
They're very excited as well.
Okay.
My sister is also pursuing her degree in medicine, and she just graduated from the undergrad portion of that. So the family is very excited. It's a
Yeah,
very-
so much good news.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, how old are you?
18.
You're 18.
Yeah,
Well done.
thank you.
Congratulations. We're so proud of you. I mean, I've just met you, but I'm feeling so much pride just meeting you and seeing your award. So can we take a look at them, please?
Sure.
So this one is Outstanding Cambridge Learner Awards Ghana. This is to certify that King Solomon Mawena Lajepo of Merton International Primary and High School gained the highest mark in the world for Cambridge International A-Level Information Technology in June 2023 Cambridge examinations. And let's see this one. All right. Daddy, can you please take this? It's heavy. All right. British Council Partner Schools Awards 2024, Cambridge A-Level, overall best A-Level student, King Solomon Mawena Lajepo, Merton International Primary and High School. Did your school give you one too? Merton International School. If you're watching, he needs another from the school because the name of the school is on all the awards. So it's only right that one comes from the school, right? So have you completed?
Yes. So, following COVID, I think there's been a sort of delay between the award ceremonies and when the exams were written. But I wrote my exams last year around this time and got notification both from British Council and Cambridge International earlier this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're done? Or
With
you're
high
still,
school,
you're done with high school.
Mm-hmm.
What happens after now?
I'm currently at the Georgia Institute of Technology, Atlanta, US, and
Okay.
pursuing aerospace engineering at the undergraduate level.
You've already started?
Yes.
How is that going? Do you like it?
Yes, I do, very
Okay.
much.
What is aerospace engineering?
So aerospace engineering essentially covers everything that goes in the air, to simplify it. Everything from aviation to space travel to satellite communication, GPS, all that falls under aerospace. And the course is designed for everyone to specialize into their certain tracks or fields.
Okay.
So following my first year, it's going to now go into a place where I have to decide where I want to go in the field.
You decide later. Take your time. No hurry. No rush. Did you have anything to do with his decisions and his choices?
Well, I don't have a background in engineering in the first place. I have a science background.
Okay.
But as a parent, my job was to discover him. So it was an early discovery, fortunately.
Okay.
Through his own exposure to books, he got an interest in aerospace very early. So at 5 already, he wanted to be an astronaut.
At 5?
Yeah.
Were you saying it like how all 5-year-olds say, I want to be a doctor, I want to be this and that, or you actually knew what you were talking about? Do you remember? Not really, right?
Yeah, so he was on radio when he was asked, what do you want to be? And he said astronaut. And at the time, because he was exposed to books on that, he was able to say what an astronaut was.
Okay.
This was to Kojo Nkrumah on Joy Super Money Show.
Okay.
Yeah. So from then on, we began to expose him. We take him to planetarium, both in Ghana and
Which please? Where is the
Accra Planetarium?
Where is it?
Behind Christ the King.
I see.
But it's no longer in session. It's one of the tragedies we have in this country. It was run by a private family. and that private family lost the opportunity to continue to run it over there because the land didn't belong to them. And so Ghana needs another physical planetarium. Currently, the planetarium, which is part of the Ghana Astronomical Society, holds online training programs or exposés for young people like him. So he was there when he was around age 10, and he was pretty much at age 10 already presenting papers on exoplanets, for example.
10 years old?
Yes. So he has been at the Adler Planetarium in Chicago. He has been at the U.S. Air Force Museum. He's met 2 astronauts already. By the time he was 10, he met his first astronaut. So there are a lot of inspirational opportunities.
What's his name?
Bobby Satchel.
How did you meet him?
I think he was going on a sort of press tour around areas in West Africa. I think he had been to the Gambia right before he came to Ghana.
Yeah,
and
he was in Ashesi at the launch of Ashesi University's School of Engineering.
Okay.
And I happened to be in a group that had people who knew him. So I spoke to him and we met him up, and he did an autograph book for him for his 10th birthday, because it was around his 10th birthday.
Yeah. That's just 8 years ago. You were 10.
Yeah.
Receiving an autographed copy of a book from an astronaut.
Yeah.
Did you know then that you were going to, pursue aerospace engineering seriously?
That was the idea.
That was the idea then.
So I kind of stuck with it from age 5 and pursued it to the point where now I'm looking at probably a more feasible route to the end goal through the engineering, because as I grew and I learned and studied the Cambridge A-level courses, I was like, okay, I'm more interested in the physics behind it than and most of the astronauts are trained that way as well. So I think it was at that point I decided that I wanted to go that route, and here we are today.
Are you going to go to the moon one day?
We'll see.
So, I watched The Big Bang Theory. Do you watch The Big Bang Theory?
I have watched The Big
So I watched The Big Bang Theory, and there's an episode where, is it Raj goes, Harry...
Or was it Howard?
Howard.
Yes, yeah.
So Howard. So it's an episode where Howard goes to space, and they show us what happens in space, and some very ridiculous things that happen, like the use of the toilets and floating things, and it's early morning TV. And I think it was one of the first shows that actually whipped up my interest in knowing exactly how astronauts feel and how they deal, and all the wonderful things that happen out there. And this is the first time I'm speaking to anyone in the world who's on their way to becoming an astronaut. So this is an important conversation for me. But we're at a time where we're all talking about climate change, and now more than ever with how very rapidly our weather, at least here in Ghana, has changed.
Yeah.
Do you think that there is any connection between space technology and climate change?
Definitely. I think when people hear aerospace, they either think directly to aviation or to the astronomy and the ISS and that part of it. But there's an in-between where aerospace deeply affects earthly matters, in the sense of like satellite monitoring and detecting these changes in our climate. And even day-to-day GPS relies on these aerospace infrastructure that have been set up over time. So I think aerospace is going to play a huge role in determining how quickly the world's climate is deteriorating and trying to reverse that process as well.
Okay.
So we're trying to raise awareness through our initiative to get more people interested in aerospace as a topic, and get it demystified as this out of the world thing that no one can really get into.
We actually do need to demystify astronomy, astronauts, aerospace, and what it means. There's a cartoon called Amsom. Do you know it?
No, I don't.
Amsom. All right. It's. Do you know it?
No.
Okay. It's a cartoon. I have a 7-year-old who doesn't stop watching it.
Right.
So it talks about what would happen if space was different, or if the sun was here, or if the moon moved, and stuff like that. And so I guess that's why I'm so excited talking to you, because it sort of reminds me of the things that my little boy says. But let's talk about our exploration of space. Do you think that Ghana or Africa is close? Say in the next 10 to 15 years, how close will we be to human space exploration?
I think we're on our way. We have, I think recently aerospace was introduced at KNUST, and the government is working right now on some aerospace programs going into high school to get people engaged and all that. So there's the seeds being sown, which I think is very important. But on the other hand, we also need to realize the places where we can more piggyback off what the world has done and join the conversation, become important in that way. Where, for example, it's worthy noting that Africa as a country doesn't have, Africa as a continent, sorry, and Ghana as a country doesn't have any satellite launching or rocket launching sites, where the world to reach interstellar and suborbital range, you'd want to launch from closer to the equator.
Okay.
And as we all know, most African countries are either close to or the equator passes right through them. But this prime real estate...
We're supposed to be in the middle, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just better to launch something out to space from closer to the equator. But for some reason, there's no investment in Africa to that effect. So I think if we raise these questions as to why this isn't the case, it's because there's no...
Is it a topic of conversation at all?
Absolutely.
In the aerospace space?
Yes. So Africa has seen quite some good growth in the aerospace industry. So by 2026, Africa will have about $22 billion investment. As we speak, there are about 59 satellites that have been launched by African countries. Ghana has only one. Egypt has 13. South Africa has 13.
Whoa.
There are about 15 African countries that already have satellites in space. But we're pretty limited to satellites. Satellites do things across board, like monitoring our coastal line. For the case of Ghana, that's what our satellite is doing. In other cases, satellites may provide internet access, so satellite internet. So when the undersea cable goes down, satellite internet can be beamed. So you know about SpaceX and Starlink. So that's satellite internet, all right? Okay. And so there are African countries that are pursuing initiatives to put satellites in space for all sorts of reasons.
Is there an African aerospace initiative?
There is an African aerospace initiative by us, us meaning myself and my family, on the back of his achievement.
Wow, congratulations.
By virtue of
well
that,
done.
we want to be able to use that to promote STEM education, awareness on aerospace, and also for him to be able to give back and come home every now and then to do workshops, demonstrations, robotics.
Where can we find you? How can we reach out? So
at the moment, we're just raising our awareness. You can contact me. Anyone who wants to join the conversation can contact me on 024-33-80-600. 024-33-80-600.
All right. Yeah. We shall. I know I will, because I'm going to have my 7-year-old follow you everywhere.
I'm keen to put him on under his coaching.
That would be amazing. Yes. And thank you for taking this up to do this for young people, because somebody has to. We hope the government would, but it's even more encouraging when we see private individuals doing it. So. Thank you. God bless you. I hope that this conversation would bring in investment into this initiative for you, and let us know however we can help to make it a success.
Thank you for having us.
So
My pleasure.
We'll keep you posted.
And congrats to you, King. Congrats. Go make us proud. The world is your oyster. This has been an interesting conversation. Please look them up. Follow the conversation, the Africa Aerospace Initiative. Still to come is that conversation on how we can stay safe from cancer and kidney-related illnesses. After that, we'll cash out. So if you dial *439#